Good night, teacher. Today we are going to present business game number 1. We are the beta group. So we're going to start with the strategy objectives in the next page. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just the previous page. Okay, so now we're going to start with the definition of strategies. We have a strategic plan. Okay, this is dividing satisfaction, loyalty, and segmentation. So we have divided this into, first one is incomes. Okay, so we have the actual clients. We have the best sold in the Chinese market. We actually obtain an increase in the sale of the 10%. And the first one is increasing the target segment. And the second one, we have efficient cost. This is a balance, and here we show the satisfaction of the client and the results of the business as well. Then we're gonna go with the cost. We have here the processes and the quality. We have here increasing the company's wealth, also increasing business relationship and optimize process management. Okay, now we're gonna move to, right here we have also marketing strategy. This is the new income in the market in the 2022. We have new clients, Japan and Korea. We have the product, we have to keep the quality of the product as itself. And the price, we have an average price regarding to the principal competitor. We also have promotion, and here we want to create innovate products. And distribution is for increasing the factory occupancy rate. Okay, I actually give the explanation of this. We're gonna move to the other page. So now these are the, okay, give me 1 second, please. The strategic objective. Okay, so here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points. Okay, the first one is to achieve sustained year-over-year sales growth of 10%. The second one is to enter new markets by carrying out a prior analysis. The third one is establish ourselves in international market and become leaders in the Japanese and Korean markets. Fourth point is to offer an excellent sales and deliver service to our customers. So we have another point, which is establish the dividends of what we want to earn in a given period. The next point is to increase market share by 20%. And the last one is to optimize warehouse management. So in the next page, I'm gonna talk about the incomes, okay? In the course of the last period, from 2020 to 2023, the revenue curve remained constant. Between 2022, when we entered the Japanese and Korean market, for which we maintained higher growth with respect to the previous year and continue to maintain the same line for the following period, which is 2023. Okay, so now we are going to move to the next page, and this is gonna be exposed for another my partner.
The results of the first decision on the projects of income versus real. The total project income we have as income an amount of 42,650,000, which a variation of 19% covered. The project unit here 750 with variation of 7% and coverage of 97%. The average unit price will be 350, which variation of 60% and coverage of 100%. In the Japan and Korean market, we do not have an income project since we have not entered the market, which is zero. In the Chinese market, we have an estimate of 23,184,000, which a variation of 18%, which a projection of unit of 850 and variation percent. The first result of projects expense. In the first decision, we take into account the total cost is 1,454,000. The unit to products were 718,500 and which unit cost of 700.
Results of the second decision. Income project. Project total revenue. Project units. China, 45,270,291.95. And our projection was 56,684,228 with a variation of 20.14%. In China, we can say that the average price of techno personnel was minus 32.60%. In little electrode was 10.08%. In home dome, minus 27.31%. In Japan and Korea, the variation of the technology price is minus 65.75%. Little electro, 27.33%. Home dome, minus 27.31%. Next. Expenses project versus real. In total cost, total production cost, the variation was 16.05%, and the unit cost of minus 62.46%. According to the unit cost of each product, in the techno person, 27.25%. In little electron, minus 11.11%. In the home dome, 20.61%. Next.
Continuing exposure, I am talking about the results of the third total revenue decision. And the total project revenue in China was 54,827,764, and the result of the third decision was 54,847,220, with a variation of negative minus 0.04%. The total project income of Japan and Korea is 1,659,825, and the result of the third decision was 1,856,463, with a variation of negative minus 11.85%. Next. And the total production cost, unit cost in the product technoperso, and the project cost was is 59, and the result of the third decision was 60.2, with a variation of negative 0.02%. In the product electro, and the project cost was 16.5, and the result third decision was 16.8, and with a variation of negative and 0.01%. Thank you.
Finally, for the result of the analysis of the gaps, we can see the real gap versus the budgeted was higher than the real one achieved by the end of the 2023 period. Since, for example, for the country of China, it was possible to obtain 540 million revenues from the products sold in that country, and on the other hand, in Japan, for example, and Korea, which were destinations that we proposed from round 2 of decisions, an income of 1.6 million was achieved. Finally, in the analysis of the cost and gap, we can see the budget was exceeded by more than 1 million versus the real amount that was spent for this period, where we mainly incurred expenses such as logistic costs and cost of components of the products and expenses index and development. In conclusion, we can conclude the decision made in the round were favorable in a few points. In short, our profits were reduced and we increased the production in other markets, which implied manufacturing costs and factory occupancy rates. In addition, not making the correct evaluation regarding the price and the cost of the shipment of logistic method to deliver the product from our clients, and what's not considered for the execution of what's planned by the team. Finally, if not necessary to carry out the request law and size, it was not covering any operation, but instead represent an increase in money to be able to interest generate and return of the money.